Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Slow Down with Sarah Jean. I am Sarah and I am currently 38 weeks pregnant. As of yesterday, when this video goes out, I'll probably be like 39 weeks by the time I edit it and get it up. But we are going to be prepping freezer meals for baby number 4. I really love prepping freezer meals for so many reasons. You know, well, one, it's summertime. So I already feel like we spend all day outside and then I come in and I'm like, I don't want to cook dinner. I mean, that could be because I'm very pregnant, but I just find that getting those meals ready, putting them in the freezer and having them for, you know, especially a newborn. You could even do this if you didn't have a baby on the way. I think I have, like, I'll just tell you guys what I have. Beef and broccoli, cheesy chicken broccoli rice casserole, and I'm gonna be making 2 of those because I just had a girlfriend who also had a baby and I'm gonna be bringing her a meal tomorrow. I'm gonna be prepping pizza dough, pesto ranch marinated chicken, meatloaf, and zucchini chocolate chip banana breads. Something else that I love and appreciate when I am newly postpartum is a meal train. So if you're not familiar with what a meal train is, it's just a website, mealtrain.com, and people can sign up on a specific date to bring you a meal or send you like a DoorDash or Uber Eats gift card. Something else that I have prepped is sourdough bread. I have that in my freezer. So what I've been doing is when I've been baking, which I normally do anyway, when I've been baking, I just throw in some extra dough and then bake those and put them in the freezer. And we haven't really been eating as much bread as we normally do in the winter and fall. So I'm just stashing those away for if we want to have some sandwiches or grilled cheeses, we have fresh bread. So I just feel like it will take me a couple of hours to produce these meals, but I will be super thankful, like I said, when I'm newly postpartum with a fresh baby. And I would rather be snuggling my little Jackson on the couch or outside, and dinner will be ready to go. So first off, I am just cutting up the chicken that I fried up in the pan. I just did a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, and now I'm just dicing it all up. And I might have a little bit more chicken than I need for the recipe, but what I'm thinking is that I can always make something else or use this for dinner or something. I'll figure out something to do with it. And then on the stove right now, I am cooking up some bone broth rice. So I rinsed off rice and then I put in bone broth, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook that up. And once I'm done here with the chicken, I'm going to dice up some broccoli and steam that, and then I can put the casserole together. I wish I was using fresh broccoli from my garden, but this is the broccoli from my garden, one of them. We've been eating it, and this is the one from the store. I'm struggling to grow broccoli, clearly. I think the key to doing freezer meal prep is it can be a little overwhelming unless you're doing a bunch of things at once. So like, while you're cooking, like while this stuff is cooking, the rice and the broccoli, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on another meal. And then that way it's kind of like streamlined in that sense. So I'm just gonna take this bag of broccoli, put it in here. It's already cut up. Very convenient to the honey already like that. And then I'm gonna chop up the steak, marinate it, put it in another bag, and then put it inside this bag with the directions. The beef and broccoli recipe called for flank steak, but I just don't want to go searching too far in the deep freezer for flank steak, so I just grabbed out this top sirloin steak and I'll just slice it really thin. So for the beef and broccoli, it calls for minced garlic, but I'm just going to use some garlic scapes because we need to use them up. So the beef and broccoli is very easy. Obviously something like the casserole isn't as easy because you have to cook everything in advance, but it will be super yummy. This I will just throw in the crock pot and then we just have to make rice. So we're going to add in a little bit of sesame oil, some soy sauce, sugar.
Every day because in men I do not talk to you. Yeah.
So then I'm just going to write the directions right on here. So I realized that I was doubling one of the recipes and I only have 1 can of cream of chicken soup, so I'm just going to go ahead and make some, whip it up, and while it's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get all the ingredients together for the meatloaf. Meatloaf is one of those recipes that when I was a kid, I thought it was really gross, but I have come to appreciate a good meatloaf and they are so easy to make. This is a great recipe to double or triple as you make it for dinner. You can throw the extras right in the freezer, just put them in a pan, top them with tin foil, and you have dinner for any night of the week. I chopped up half an onion, used 2 pounds of grass-fed ground beef, added in some milk, eggs, organic ketchup, a little bit of breadcrumbs, and seasonings like salt, pepper, garlic powder, and herbs. I personally prefer fresh herbs from my garden, but if I don't have those on hand, dried herbs work just fine. You would obviously just add a little bit less dried herbs and more fresh herbs. I mix it till it comes together, being careful not to overmix it, and then I just add it into my pan and kind of pack it down, covering it with foil. When I go to bake it, I will then bake it at 350 degrees for about an hour. With the last 10 minutes, I always take it out and make a little topping of brown sugar with ketchup, and then just put that over the top, and it makes such a yummy glaze. This is one of those recipes that comes together so easily that honestly, if you had thawed ground beef, you could throw this together for an easy weeknight meal. It just obviously takes a little while to cook, but something that you could just kind of throw it in the oven, make some mashed potatoes and a veggie, and have dinner ready for the night. I thought that I had bigger to-go containers, but I don't, so I'm just gonna divvy up 2 and 2. So these will be for my friend, and then I have 2 for me. And I'm just gonna put together the casserole because I have all the stuff cooked now. Just need to shred up some cheese, and then you mix everything together, top it with a little bit more cheese, and then when it's just about done, you're supposed to top it with like a Ritz cracker topping. But I might just do without that step, and it'll still be really good. Cheesy broccoli chicken casserole.
I have like eggs, but that's fine. Any vegetables or anything? Yeah, sure. Want fish or any vegetables?
I'm obviously not measuring either. I'm just kind of guesstimating. I'm not, yeah, like I've said before, I'm not really a good measurer when it comes to cooking. I do measure when it comes to baking.
Here, Mom.
Thank you, sweetie. Can I have it in a little bit though? Because I'm trying to get this all
can I
cooked.
have like a little bit of cheese that's on my
No.
Why not?
Sorry, I need all of it.
Alright. What about this?
We have some fresh basil right here. I'll just use. Herbs grow so easily on the counter. Next, we are going to make 3 loaves of zucchini banana bread. So I'm gonna do 1 blueberry or 2 blueberries. We went blueberry picking last week and we have a bunch of blueberries we're still gonna use up. And then I'm gonna do 1 chocolate. And then I have banana. So I had the zucchini in the freezer and then my container broke. That's why it looks like this. Yesterday the container broke and I'm like, you know what? This needs to be used. So we're just gonna go ahead and use that up and have the bananas. Obviously I'm gonna empty out the liquid. Those are just frozen bananas and I have some fresh ones too. And I'm just gonna do it all together and then I will bake them and then freeze them and then keep one out for us to enjoy for a snack over the next couple days. I really love this zucchini bread recipe. I won't lie, my kids are not great fans of zucchini. When they were younger and first starting to eat, I swear every single one of them ate zucchini no problem, but as they got older, they somehow discovered that they don't like zucchini. So zucchini banana breads and muffins are like the only way that I can get my kids to eat zucchini. I stopped growing as many zucchini plants in my garden because if you're a gardener, then you know 1 zucchini plant will give you so many zucchinis. So I think I planted 4 and then a bunch of them got attacked by squash bugs except for 1, and that was more than enough zucchinis for us for the summer. Which this summer I might still do like 2 or 3 because I like having extra to give family and friends or trade. But anyway, for this zucchini banana bread recipe, I went ahead and mashed up some bananas, and then in a separate bowl, I added eggs, brown sugar, avocado oil, and sour cream. And then I mixed that all up, and then I tossed in flour, salt, baking powder, mixed that together a little bit, and then I added in my frozen shredded zucchini. And I didn't have enough of the frozen shredded zucchini, so I went ahead afterwards and grated some fresh zucchini as well. And then you add in the mashed banana. The blueberry one, I wanted to make sure I covered them in a little bit of flour, and then I added them to the bowl. For the chocolate chip one, I just added it into the pan with the batter after the fact, but if I was doing it in a bowl, I would just have added it right into the bowl. I like alternating between the chocolate chip and the blueberry zucchini banana bread because it makes a really easy dessert, breakfast, or a snack. And I have also served them without blueberries or chocolate. I will link this recipe in the description box as well. I kind of go off the recipe that I'll link and my grandmother's recipe, which I'll have to write up the combination soon because I love brown sugar and banana bread, and I feel like a lot of recipes just call for regular sugar, but the brown sugar in banana bread is like such a little secret. It tastes so good, makes the banana bread just that much better. Warm it up, put a nice fresh layer of butter on top. Yum. All right, last but not least, we have some chicken to marinate, and I'm just gonna throw it in a freezer bag, and it'll be something that we can just throw in the crock pot or something we can throw in the grill, and it's already marinated, and we just have to make some sides and kind of like not think about it. It's called a pesto ranch chicken. So I homemade some pesto for my garlic scapes, and I put it in the freezer, so I just thawed that. The recipe called for a half a cup of olive oil too, but this, I think I might have added too much olive oil to my pesto, so I don't think that I'm gonna add any extra olive oil. And then just add in some seasonings, and then we will be done. So obviously this took, I would say total probably 2 hours or so. I stopped in between, you know, I had lunch, did stuff with my kids, they were all running around, now they're outside, but so yeah, just gonna throw the chicken in here. Add in some pesto. It says a cup. save a little bit. Okay, and then just some seasonings. I'm gonna do garlic powder, onion powder, dill, chives, salt, pepper, and I have parsley that I just dried. This also called for buttermilk powder, which I just ordered in my Azure order, but I do not have. So I'm just gonna add like a splash of milk in here as well. Now to do the dishes, that's gonna be the fun part. Okay, so Mama's tired, that's for sure, but this was a very successful afternoon. We made 3 loaves of zucchini banana bread. I made, well, it was supposed to be 2 of the chicken broccoli rice casseroles, but ended up being like 4. So I figured if we wanted to just cook one at a time, we could do that, or we could cook both and have leftovers for lunch the next day. And then I have the ones for my girlfriend. We marinated the chicken. I also made a meatloaf and the beef and broccoli. So I am very happy with the couple of hours that I spent putting this together, and I will be so thankful when the time comes and we don't have to think about dinner. What I'm going to do is, as I make dinners over the next couple of days or whatever, I'm gonna double the recipes like I have been here and there, and I'm just gonna throw those right in the freezer as well and make it easy on myself. Since you're already putting in the work, you might as well make 2 of them, and you don't have to just do this if you're pregnant. It's super great to do this during a busy time of year like summertime. You know, as you're making a meal, make an extra, throw it in the freezer. It's so simple. You already have all the ingredients out. Also, if like you were making taco meat, you could double the recipe for the taco meat and throw that in the freezer. Or like I said, I did meatballs. There are so many ways that you can just double a recipe, throw it in a casserole dish or a Ziploc bag, a freezer, so make sure it's a freezer bag, and throw it right in the freezer. And these dishes should last about 3 months. We're not even gonna make it 3 months. I'm hoping that we'll eat them within a month or so. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, cooking with me and getting everything ready for baby number 4. I don't know if you're ever really ready to have a baby, but now that these freezer meals are done, I'm like, okay, buddy, Mama's good. Got my freezer meals, the garden is looking good. I've deep cleaned the heck out of my house. And if you enjoyed this type of content, I would love if you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. We'll see. The next video that I will be putting out will be the baby's birth story, maybe a gardening video in between. We'll see how enthusiastic I'm feeling with the heat and everything. So I will talk to you guys soon.